My story starts on the 16th of June. It was a Monday morning. I was diagnosed with breast cancer and went through chemotherapy and surgery, a mastectomy, a breast implant and a breast lift. And then fast forward, I think about 3 years later, in 2017, end of 2017, I felt the lump again in the same place, and I knew the breast cancer was back. Of course, the doctors confirmed it, but fortunately it was detected early, so I was able to have radiation instead of chemotherapy. I had a lumpectomy to take out the lump, and I had radiation. And whilst I was going through the radiation, I used to have a stomach ache, and I'd lost a lot of weight, but I was always the kind of person who would be on a diet, going to the gym, so I assumed it was that. Little did I know that I had another cancer coming, and it was colon cancer. So when I finished the breast cancer treatment, the radiation, in May of 2018, in June I was diagnosed with colon cancer of the same year, and I had to have surgery. They had to cut out part of my colon and insert or install a colostomy, and I had to use a colostomy bag for about a year or so, 8 months or so. As I did treatment, I had to do chemo again a second time, and I remember just thinking, I have to beat this thing. All I knew was that I wanted to get to the finish line and for the doctor to confirm that they were going to take this bag out, because that was the end game. And I thank God I was able to go through my treatment, and after the treatment the doctors confirmed that they could piece me back together again, and I had the colostomy bag taken out. Just to move back with my story, I found this lump around the time that I was 24, and I was proactive. I knew about cancer, I knew about breast cancer, and I went to the doctor. Unfortunately, maybe because of my age, I was misdiagnosed, and they said that it was nothing to worry about. But every time I felt this lump, I would always feel worry and fear. So I went and I had scans maybe 2-3 other times on my own outside of the time that I'd been to the doctor. It was financially draining for me, and even then I had medical aid. I also had a very supportive employer who footed some of my bills, and I had my surgery done pro bono. So I don't take that privilege lightly, and I also know that getting a cancer diagnosis can almost feel like a death sentence. And my mantra is that a cancer diagnosis is not a death sentence. There is always hope. Whether you're going through the public health system, whether you're going through the private health system, there is always hope. If you go to Paris, you can get treatment. If you don't work or you don't have the means, you can even go through social services. I started to think in my mind. I was a young woman pursuing my career, looking forward to getting married, looking forward to being a mother, and this diagnosis seemed to sort of put all of that in danger. But that is the voice that I held on to at that time, and that's the voice that I've continued to hold on to. You must not sit on a lump or a diagnosis and think that that is the end. You can get treatment. There is always hope. Whether you're here in Zimbabwe, whether you're going outside the country, whatever the case may be, there's always hope. If your cancer can be detected earlier, then your chances of survival are much higher. So it's very important to raise awareness, and I'm particularly impressed with the Bank ABC team. They've been very consistent in their efforts. This is not the first time that I'm doing something for them. Last year I also spoke to them during in November during Breast Cancer Month. So I know that it's not just them showing face, but they are taking this cancer issue seriously and doing something about it, and I appreciate that.